Welcome to Cavaletto Studios. I'm Chris. Today's session will be working on the foam roller for your sides, getting into those trigger points from a variety of angles. The targeted areas are different than the regular routine and will help the joints of the upper and the lower parts of the body. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to be on our left hip, left elbow. If you have shoulder issues, feel free to lay all the way on the ground. You're going to get a little more leverage being up. You're going to place your left leg on the roller and a little bit about the middle of the outside of that left lower leg below the knee. Cross your right leg on top and just add a little pressure and start to bend and straighten that left leg. And then turn the left leg and both legs a little bit closer towards the roller. So you're getting closer into the shin. And then roll back just slightly again so the heel goes towards the floor. Keep bending and straightening. And add as much pressure as you feel comfortable. If it's painful, take a little pressure off. Good, now use your right heel to roll the roller up a little higher. So now you're below the knee. Cross that right leg on top again, and then bend and straighten. So you're right on the side of the leg. Now as you're rolling the side and you're higher up towards the knee, you might feel it going all the way down into the ankle. If you're a little tender there, you can also rotate that ankle as you bend and straighten. Good, straighten it out. Turn that foot a little closer towards the floor so you're rotating towards the front of the shin. Again, adding a little more pressure into the leg on that roller. Maybe rotate the ankle and then roll back a little. I'm sliding a little closer to the roller with my hips so I can really bend into that knee and then straighten it. Just kind of play around to see if you don't have any spots there, maybe move it a little higher. Up on that leg. Again, going right below the knee now, but you're not going to go underneath it, but you're pretty close to the knee joint. But in the front, side, right in there, play around with it. A lot of attachments in there. Roll, roll, roll. Good. Now we're going to bend the knees a lot. Pull the knees towards the chest so that roller moves down towards the ankle. And then continue to bend and straighten. Again, if your shoulders are getting tired, you can always come all the way down into your tricep and bend the elbow and hold your head in your hand and add pressure on that ankle and the outer edge of the lower outside of that calf, the shin area. Roll that foot just a little more forward. So you're getting on the outside of the bone, that meaty part, the lower leg. Sometimes it's hard to get to that area. And we're getting into that. It's called the peroneus longus. Runs right up the outside of that leg. And it can cause ankle and knee issues. Mostly ankle. I can speak from experience on that particular one. All right, so now we're done with the outside. Go ahead and lay on your backs. Bring the roller towards your left ankle. Place the left ankle on it, and then place your right foot on top of the left ankle, and then just bend and straighten. So now we're right behind that lower left leg. And then rock it side to side. And then we're going to bring the roller a little higher, bend and straighten. So we're just working our way up that lower leg. Slowly, and then rock it side to side. Again, if you find a trigger point, we always pause and rotate the ankle. Roll that roller a little higher. So not spending a ton of time on the calf, but some. Bend and straighten, and then rock it side to side. Good. And then bring that roller a little bit higher. Bend and straighten. And everyone's legs are a little bit different length, so if I get to one place before you, then go ahead and keep going, or you might get there before me. and then move it up a little higher. So we're going right up below the middle of that knee joint. So you're not going directly behind the left knee, you're going right below it and bending and straightening and then rocking side to side, as long as it's not painful. So rock the leg a little bit to the left and then circle the ankle. So you're not going all the way onto the left hip like we were, just towards the outer back edge of that calf. Turn the leg in. So we're really getting up around the attachments in the knee today on this particular one. Flex your left foot and then rock it side to side. One more. Now relax your left foot, relax that whole left leg, and gently rock side to side. Notice the difference. Might be a little more sensitive there. Good. Now go ahead and release. Let's extend, hold behind the left thigh and extend that left leg to the sky and rotate the ankle. You might feel some blood flow going down into that foot, because you really massaged the outside edge here and the back. And then point and flex that ankle, get things moving. Excellent. Now you're just going to turn to the other side, to your other hip. I'm just going to flip around. So you're going onto your right hip now. You're going to lay on your side, on the elbow. Bring the right outside of your lower leg to the middle of your lower leg to the roller. Cross your left leg on top. So the middle of your right lower leg is on the outside of your lower leg, the outside of the calf, and then you're going to bend and straighten that knee, the right knee. Bend and straighten. Just checking in with what's going on. Lean forward, that toe forward a little more so you can go almost to the shin bone. But you're not going to get to the shin bone because you're not on your belly. And then you're going to bring that roller higher up, closer to the knee, and then bend and straighten. And depending on what your foot is doing can change what you're feeling. If you're relaxing your foot or if you're flexing your foot, it's going to change it. So try both ways. As you lean and rotate that leg a little bit forward, you can always tilt it back just slightly so you're still on the side of that leg. You're going to feel different areas. Now we're going to roll it up one more time. So now I want you to go as close up to the knee as you comfortably can get, but not right on the side of it. You're right below that knee joint. And you're going to bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. It gets a little more sensitive as you get closer to the knee with all those attachments. And if you're up on your elbow, if you're a little tight in the side obliques, you might feel a nice stretch there. Just a little bonus. Tilt that leg, just those toes a little more forward. You can always rotate the ankle. That's a great way to get into that fascia tissue. Rotating the ankle both directions, especially if it feels a little sensitive or tender in those areas. You can roll back just slightly, getting the outside back edge of the calf, or forward again, getting towards the shin, or just right below that knee towards the front. Then you're going to pull the knees towards the chest. Bend the knees more. You're coming down towards that ankle. And just gently rock the knees, like pull them up towards the chest and then start to straighten slightly. So not all the way. And you can add as much pressure with that top leg as you feel comfortable. And again, if your shoulders are getting tired, go ahead and drop to the elbow and hold the head with the hand. And then rotating that ankle, again, going towards the shin outside, moving along the front outer edge of that right shin. Notice what you have going on there. A couple more times. Now we're going to roll onto our backs and then bring that roller down by your right ankle. Pretty close, cross your left ankle on top of the right and then bend and straighten. Rotating the ankle. And then you roll side to side. So we're going to do the same thing on this side. So you're going to use the left foot just to roll that roller up just about an inch or so, bend and straighten that right knee, and then rock side to side. So just a few rolls here and there, and a few rocks, and then bring it up a little higher. A gentle bend and straighten, not quick, just controlled, and then a rock side to side. Good, and then bring that roller up a little higher. Bend and straighten. Notice the difference on this side. Do you have any knots going on? If you have plantar fasciitis, you might find some spots. Rock side to side, just take a mental note, and you can always go back to the area there. Lift it, roller higher up. Now you're towards the middle of the meaty part of the calf. Bend and straighten. You're doing probably about 4 to 6 bend and straightens, and then you're going to rock side to side. Same thing, 4 to 6, whatever feels good to you. If you feel like you need to hover over a trigger point, you can do that and rotate the ankle. And then when you're ready, just move that roller up a little higher, bend and straighten, and a rock side to side. And we're going to get as close to the knee as we comfortably can, going up but not directly behind the knee. Again, wherever you are, just keep working your way up. If you need to go back to a trigger spot, you can. But then when you're done and you get to the top, you've rolled it all, bring that right leg up, hold behind the thigh, and let's just give a nice circle. So you're stretching out all that area, circling the right ankle, left foot's on the floor. Go ahead and change rotation of the ankle other direction. Some pointing and flexing. You want it to feel good, feeling that blood flow through the ankle to the foot. And then we're going to sit all the way up. Excellent. Now you're going to turn your roller longwise, and we're going to sit on the roller about right in the middle. Like I said, this is going to be another way to foam roll different areas that are a little bit challenging to get to and that we usually don't roll all the time. So we're going to sit on our sits bones, feet flat on the floor, and you can have them out further if it's more comfortable to you, and you're just going to rock side to side, side to side. One more. Then you're going to take your right foot and you're going to cross it over the front. So basically that part we rolled down by the ankle, the outer shin, you're going to place it on top of the roller and just rock side to side. Same thing, sitting up as tall as you can. Then you're going to take the left foot and you're going to place it across that roller right in front of the right, and again, rock side to side. It's a great way to challenge the balance and the core. Little bonus here. So see if you can find your center, sit as tall as you can, and maybe not have the hands on the floor or barely touching. See if you can try not to rock too much side to side. So it's a great way to activate the core muscles and the obliques, the sides of the waist. Finding that balance. And breathe at the same time. Super important not to hold our breath. Now, whichever foot, probably our left one is in front, if you followed along. If not, no worries. We're going to switch feet. So I want the opposite foot closer to the bottom and the other foot in front. So I put my right in front of my left this time and try to balance. Notice the difference with the other foot in front. It's amazing how much more challenging it can be if you have not put your dominant leg in front, or on first, I should say. Very interesting. Now, I'm going to have you purposely rock side to side. Just feel the stretch through the side of the obliques, the sides of the waist. Good. One more. Now you're going to slowly release and come off of the roller to the side. I want you to turn your roller longwise. Now you're going to sit on your glute, and we're going to sit on the left glute. I want you to drop to your left elbow. So your left leg is going to be straight out from your hip, and I want you to roll towards the top of your butt cheek, almost to your low back, to the top of that hip. Good. Turn slightly towards the roller with your left hip and your right. Now pull your left knee into your chest and then extend it straight out. Pull the knee into your chest and extend it straight out. Pull it in and then extend. Now try to make a big circle with the knee. As it comes up to the chest, pull it in towards the right knee, drop it out and open to the left, and then pull it in a big circle. Really trying to get into that TFL, tenor fascia latte, and the glute, top of that glute. Depending on how long yours is, how long your TFL is, where it attaches. Everybody's just, built a tiny bit differently, lengthwise. One more time. Now, when you come up, I want you to reverse direction. Take it down towards the front of your mat, and then pull the knee in towards your chest, but closer to the right leg. So you're circling the opposite way. Circle the opposite way. Excellent. One more. Good. Straighten out that left leg. Roll towards the bottom of your butt cheek now, all the way to the bottom. Tilt your body again towards the outside edge of that left butt cheek. Pull the knee in and straighten it out. In and straighten it out. Anybody feeling that? In. Make sure you're not on the bone. So you're not completely on your side. You're still on the meaty part. So if you're hitting, you feel like a bone or a spot that's doesn't feel like muscle, move back into that glute. Let's start to circle the knee. So open it up, pull it in. Open it up, pull it into the chest, and then extend it to the front of the mat. One more time, and then you're going to change direction on the circle the opposite way. Whichever way you started is fine, just go the opposite way. One more in case your shoulders are getting tired. Pull that knee into the chest and hug it. Feel that glute. Excellent. Now you're going to straighten out that left leg. Now you're going to turn all the way by bringing your top right leg in front of your left. Turn to your front of your left thigh onto the very top of it into your hip flexor. So basically right where the hip bends, that leg, when you pull it up, it would be right below that crease towards the top of your thigh. You can even bring your right knee onto the roller to add a little support, or you can have it on the floor in front or on the side of the roller. If you have a long one, move to the edge. But I want you to rock and roll east and west on the front of that thigh. So you're way up. So we did all around the bottom of the knee. Now guess what? We're getting the top of the hip. We will get to the top of the knee as well. I should say the bottom of the hip, top of the leg. Set that backwards. Keep rocking. You might find some spots there. One more. Excellent. Now I want you to bring that roller all the way down. Go ahead and go drop to both your elbows so you're in a plank. But your left knee is right below the roller, so you're on the left thigh. Keep your right foot pressed into the mat, and then I want you to bend and straighten your left leg. With it pressed, the top of that thigh is on the roller right above the knee. Now tilt slightly to your left, so you're getting the front outer edge above the knee of the left thigh. Start to tilt your body to the right, so you're getting the inside front of that thigh, right above the knee. Then I want you to take it back to the middle. Keep bending and straightening that left knee. Now I want you to relax the left foot. Most of your weight's going to stay on the left leg. Slide your body backwards, walking your elbows so the roller moves up your left thigh. And then all the way back down, just focusing on that left front of the thigh. All the way down and all the way up. One more time. When you get to the top, go ahead and slide off of the back of the roller. Good. Separate the knees, feet together. Let's take a child's pose. Just stretch it out for a moment. Reach the arms on top of the roller. Excellent. Now you're going to switch sides. All right, so now you're going to sit on your right hip, right butt cheek. Drop to your right elbow. Move the roller all the way to the top of your glute. Straighten out your right leg. Tilt your body a little closer so you're right at the top of that right glute, below the hip, and then pull the right knee into the chest and then release. Pull it in and release. Pull it in and release. One more. And let's start to add it, make a circle. Circle that leg. Straighten it towards the back of the end of your mat. Pull it in towards your chest, but in a rotation. So the knee goes out, and then it pulls towards the left leg, opens towards the floor. And then we're going to do one more circle, and then I want you to change direction. All the way the other way. Finding any trigger spots? How's that glute doing? One more. Good. Straighten out the leg. Bring that roller lower, a little bit lower into the glute. A couple little straighten and bend again on that on the knee. And then circle it around just to make sure we're on the right. So I just want to do a little extra. So if you're a lefty and you need to go back and do more on the left, go for it afterwards. And then straighten out the leg. Now you're going to bring that left foot in front of the right. We're going to turn all the way forward into the right top of the thigh, below that hip crease, that place where the hip and the leg bend. You can have your left knee on the roller or on the floor. So you can go to the edge. I want you to rock yourself side to side. So if you are using the left knee on the floor or the roller, it would come off as you roll back towards the edge of your right hip and then forward into that right hip flexor. Couple more. Almost there. How's that feeling? Hold it back there. So bring that left foot back one more time. Let's just make sure we got into that TFL, deep in there, bend and straighten. So you're below that bone on the bottom part, like we talked about on the other side. Good. Bring that left foot in front. I know it's a little different than the other side, but that's all right. Turn all the way onto your elbows. Let's find our plank. The roller is still on the top of the right thigh. Left foot is on the floor. And I want you to use your body and draw that roller down towards your knee, right to the top of the knee. Left foot is still on the floor. Centered, I want you to bend and straighten. Scoot down a little. Bend and straighten your right knee. Right knee. Right in the middle. Good. Now I want you to tilt your body slightly to the right and bend and straighten. So now you're on the front of the thigh, but towards the outside front edge. Right above that knee. So if it causes pain to bend and straighten, then don't go all the way bent. Just add a little pressure and then take off the pressure on that spot. One more. Now I want you to shift your body totally to the left, hip left, and then bend and straighten. Other side of the front of that quad. Just targeting again all the muscles that attach, the fascia tissue attaches, especially around the front of that thigh, around the knee, and then we also got below the knee behind it, and a little in the front shin area on the outside front edge. All the way around. Healthy knees, healthy hips. Good, now we're gonna go center, find your plank. Let's walk the body backwards so the roller goes up the right thigh and then back down the right thigh, massaging up and down that main thigh. You can keep your left foot on the floor for support or to take pressure off if it's too much going on one, or you're welcome to do both. One more time. Good. Now you're going to roll off the back of the roller, knees apart, feet together. Now we're going to take a child's pose. Bring your hands to the roller. I want you to stretch it out. Take 2 long breaths here. One more. Good. Now we're going to come all the way back up. You're going to turn your roller longwise again, just like we did. And we were sitting on the middle of the roller. So I want you to do the same thing again. Now notice what I've done different with my feet. My right foot is flat, my left knee is bent, and the top of my left foot's on the floor. Now, if your knees do not do this, that's okay. Just try something a little different. You can throw a couple blocks, or lay on your belly and just hold your knees to stretch, or hold your foot, pull it towards your glute, or even a strap. Lay on your side, pull your knee back. So lots of options to stretch the quad and the hip flexor right around that knee. So you can, maybe this is plenty for you, and you can always lean away from it to try to get a little less pressure. Just adjust to what works for you. Or again, like I said, lay on your belly or your side. If you want more, you can also lean backwards. So we're just doing one at a time. And just notice what you're feeling. Where is that pulling? Are you feeling it up in the hip? Down by the knee? It's a great stretch. Just enjoy. Now we did roll the front of the shin there, so having that foot straight too can help that lower leg. So we're kind of double stretching some areas here, getting them both, that whole length. And just breathe. We're going to keep holding this. 3 more breaths. You want to hold the stretches when you're really trying to lengthen, to just hold the stretch for at least 30 seconds. Almost there. Feeling it right in there? Pushing that hip up. Nice. We're going to release. So you're going to bring that foot up, flex that left foot. It should feel like a good stretch in the ankle. And then switch sides. Tuck that right foot under, top of the foot. If you need your foot out, fine. Again, you don't have to do it exactly like I am. I want you to adjust to what feels good to you. And then just maybe lean back. Maybe just staying up here is plenty. Maybe instead make it a higher seat that you can sit on and tuck your foot back. If you need to, you can always sit in a chair and sit on the edge of the chair and just turn your hips out and tuck your foot underneath to stretch that quad over the knee and through the hip. So you're really stretching it out. If you're super flexible, you can always take the roller out and sit all the way on the floor and do this and lay on your back. Again, everyone's in a different place, different flexibility level. We're getting there. Keep stretching. This is one area that people do not stretch enough, especially if you sit at a desk a lot. We get short and tight in those quads and hip flexors. Almost there. Nice. Now we're going to release. We're going to come all the way up. Flex the feet. Stretch out those ankles. Nice. We're sitting in the middle of our roller. We're going to try that crisscross leg again. So what you're going to do, this time do the opposite leg you did before. Put your fingertips on the floor. Cross the legs. I want you to sit as tall and still as you can, balancing. Now rock side to side and see how that feels. Rock side to side. Is it easier than the first time you did it? Hopefully. Excellent. Now you're going to slowly come off of the roller. Have a seat on the floor. Let's straighten out those legs. Go ahead and bring the roller behind you. Pull the glutes out. Sit up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in. Now, first try just reaching for those toes and shake out those knees. And just feel that nice stretch. Hopefully you're stretching out through the back. We're going to move now from the lower body to the upper body as soon as we do one last stretch for the glutes. So I want you to pull the right foot across the left. Hug that right knee in, left leg behind, and just give a little extra stretch. All the way through that glute. That helps too around the edge of that hip, that TFL, stretching it all out. When you loosen up the hip flexors too, it can help with the rotation of the pelvis, so maybe not as much pressure on that low back if the pelvis is out of whack. And then switch sides, meaning it's rotated the wrong way when I say out of whack. And it could be anterior rotated, posterior, one side rotated more than the other. So many things our bodies do. So just again, tuning into that self-care and what is it that your body needs. So hugging that left knee into the chest, we switched legs, straightening out the right, flexing the foot. And then release that left leg. All right, so we're gonna go to the upper back now. So go ahead and lean onto the back of the roller, your back onto the roller, feet flat. Bring your fingertips behind your head, lift the hips, and now let's roll the upper back. All the way up and down. Continue breathing. Notice the change, any adjustments, natural chiropractic adjustments. Getting as close to the top of the shoulder blades to the neck you can without rolling onto the neck of the vertebrae. Super important, we never roll the neck on this part because that would be way too much pressure on the neck. Good. Couple more times. Now we're going to find the middle of our shoulder blades, lower the hips. Feet stay flat. Now take your arms, and I want you to crisscross your arms, place your fingertips on your shoulders like you're giving yourself a hug. And just hold that there. Now I want you to drop onto your left hip again. Keep starting on the left side. Roll to your left shoulder blade towards the armpit. And then use your feet and your hips to roll yourself slightly towards one end of your mat and then slightly the other way. So you're going along right behind the armpit on that meaty part of the upper back. Keeping those arms. Now this might be sensitive. You might be like, oh my goodness. If you've had any shoulder injuries, rotator cuff injuries, it can be pretty tight. Couple more. Now you're going to really rock towards the left arm. Now if your right hand is underneath, maybe you switch arms so your left arm is closer to the roller and your right hand is above that left arm. Then you can get really into that left. I had to switch arms. So my left arm and tricep are touching the roller and the area behind my shoulder and armpit area. So roll up and down again, using your right foot, especially on that floor, pushing that left foot or right foot and even your left knee if the knee is fallen open. You can keep both feet down, but it's a little easier to maneuver if you let your hip on the floor and your left knee. And just use that right leg to push you along. If that's too much pressure, take a little off. Continue rolling up and down. Find the middle, so your shoulder's just a little above that roller, and then again rock backwards and then rock forward all the way into that left arm, and then back into the shoulder blade and into that left arm. One more time. Now roll into the left arm and then roll yourself up and down slightly. So you might be hitting a little bit of the outside edge of the chest wall below the armpit. Be gentle if you have any lymph nodes missing. Be aware. and not be rolling too heavily. If that is the case, then stay backwards into that shoulder. Mindful of that. One more. Get into that tricep. And then you're going to slowly release all the way onto the back. And then let the arms just fall open. Take your right hand and just place it behind your head. And then wiggle your left fingers. And then reach the left hand over your head. Nice little stretch. If you want a little bit more, grab hold of your left wrist with your right hand and pull. You're still leaning your upper back on the roller. Pull to the right. Pull your left wrist over to the right with that right arm. Stretch it all out. And then release. Now we're going to the other side. So again, I'm going to turn over. So I want you to tilt over onto your right hip. You're going to cross your arms. Now we know. Keep the right arm below or closer to the roller. So your left hand is on top of your right shoulder. Tilting onto that right back of that shoulder blade and closer to the armpit. And use your left foot to roll yourself up and down. So you're going along the meaty part right behind the armpit. If you're getting really low, try to stay way up high and not go down into the rib cage. Super important there. You don't want to pop a rib. We have floaters around there that can move a little too easily. So be mindful of that. And if it's painful, try to relax your neck. You are hugging your body, hugging your chest with your arms, with the fingertips on the shoulders. Giving yourself a hug. Self-care, loving yourself. Couple more times up and down. Adjust your arms as needed. Now your right arm is closer to that roller, so let's roll towards the right tricep and then roll back into the shoulder blade. If you're starting to go down into the arm and your left arm is underneath, just switch arms. Make those adjustments. Couple more. Really loosening up. This is going to give you lots more range of motion in your shoulders. Now you're going to roll towards that right tricep. We're on the right side. And then roll yourself from one end of the mat to the other, leaning into that right tricep. Might be getting a little bit of that chest wall again on this side, so make adjustments. If that's too much, then you can always lean back and just push your to the tricep into it. So being mindful, if you've had lymph nodes removed, if you've had breast cancer, if you've got scar tissue in there, making those adjustments to what works for you. One more time. Good. Now you're going to find the middle. Roll backwards so you're on the middle of your shoulder blades. Hold your head with your left hand. Let your neck relax. Reach your right arm over your head. Stretch it out. Then if for a little extra, grab hold of your right wrist with your left hand and pull that right arm over your head towards the left. Really stretching out that whole side. And breathe. And then coming back to center, both fingertips behind the head. Let's roll the upper back one more time. Lifting those hips, roll to about the middle of the back where the belly button would come through the middle, not the low back, but just rolling it, using those feet to guide. One more. Last one. Find the middle of your back, lower those hips. Go ahead and come all the way up. Let's give the knees a hug. And round the back, tuck the chin, stretch it for a moment. And release. Excellent. Go ahead and sit up nice and tall. Flex the feet in front. The best is yet to come. So we have some for the neck and the head. They're going to just feel fantastic. So reach the arms up. See where your range of motion is. And then exhale, reach for those toes. How's that feel compared to the first time? Are you reaching farther? Do you feel a little looser? Let the head wiggle and turn. So we're going to get into the neck and the head now. Some nice deep stretches. So right before we do that, let's do one stretch here. We're going to flip over into a tabletop. You can have the roller under you, or you can even move it to the side. It's up to you where you go with it. Tuck your right toes into the back of your mat and really stretch out that calf muscle. We did do some rolling there, and then I want you to just rock your hips side to side. And as you're rocking your hips, I want you to really push. When you rock to the right, push that right hip gently down slightly. So you're feeling that stretch maybe all the way through the hip flexor, the side of the hip. Rock it, and then release. And be mindful of that low back. Pull the belly in, and then we're going to release the right knee to the floor. Take the left foot back, tuck the toe. Pull the belly in, drop those hips gently, side to side. And just notice where you're feeling it. Maybe it's just your back is really tight. Maybe it's the hip flexor, maybe your calf. Everybody's a little different. I just want you to be aware of what's going on in your body. One more time. So if you do have a stiff back, and we've been doing a lot of hip and knee mobility things, let's slide into one more child's pose. And then this time when you reach back, hips to heels, draw your right arm underneath. It's going to nice little stretch of the back and the shoulder where we just rolled. So bring your right palm underneath and it's up. You can reach your left arm overhead onto the mat and then wiggle those right fingers. Just feel that nice stretch underneath. I'm so excited to start working with the massaging out the head and the neck next. So we're going to be getting to that. Go ahead and release. Let's do the other arm, and then we'll get to the head and the neck and really get things loosened up. And then reach that left arm underneath. The right palm is up. So getting a nice back stretch, shoulder stretch, quad. This is like the ultimate posture. Child's pose, resting pose. Just leaning into it. Wiggle those left fingers. Bring the right arm close so you can release, coming all the way up. Now you're going to come onto your bottom, and you're going to bring the roller behind you and lay on it like a pillow. So you're going to lay all the way back. Now you're going to place your head on the roller. Now what I want you to do is, we're going to do again left side. So I want you to tilt and roll your whole body to your left hip. So like you were laying on your roller, like a pillow, but on the left side completely. So your left arm is on the floor, your left hip, your knees are stacked, and you're just comfortably resting. Good. Now I want you to bring the roller so it's on your occipital bone and somewhat touching your neck. Okay, so it's a little on, the head is the main part, the back of your left occipital bone. So maybe your left ear is super close to the roller, and the roller's right behind your left ear. Excellent. Now I want you to just use your body, the weight of your head, to gently press into the roller. Good. Now bring your left hand, the one's closest to the floor, and reach it across your body to the right without taking your head off the roller. So your left shoulder is starting to come off the floor, so you're feeling a little pressure on the occipital bone. If it's too much, don't pull your arm as hard or off the floor as much. So you might be feeling it a little bit toward the middle back of the roller of the neck, getting a little closer to the vertebrae, but not on the back of the vertebrae. A little bit of pressure. Then I want you to release the hand back to the floor and then pull it across again. And then release back. So let's start moving gently that way. So you're going to feel a shift of pressure on the neck and the head, and then as you pull the arm, and then release back to the floor. So it's a very gentle rock on the base of the back left side of that skull. So behind your ear, below it, right in that occipital. You're on the head, not the neck here. A little bit of the neck is being massaged right in those muscles. Last one. Good. And then release the hand, all the way to the floor, the arm to the floor. Good. Go ahead and tilt your body. Rotate back onto the middle of your hips. So both knees are up, feet are flat on the floor. Center your upper body, but your head's still to the left. Still same place. Your head hasn't moved. Nod your head yes. Nod your head no. So when you go no, you're a little below. So you might be feeling a little massage on the base of the neck, right below the skull. As long as it's not painful and there's not too much pressure. Excellent. Go ahead and bring your head to the middle and just feel the blood flow. Maybe turn your head just slightly to the right just to get a little stretch and draw your chin towards your right side of your chest. And then reach your left arm, your chin's to the right, reach your left arm to your foot. And reach, reach, reach. Feel the stretch through the side of the neck. And then release the head back to center. Now you're going to turn your whole body to the right hip and lay on that roller with the right side of your head. I'm switching sides. All right, so turn it this way. So my gold side's not looking. There we go. So I'm on my left hip. I'm on my right hip. Oh my goodness, I will get my right and left. Sometimes I get them mixed up because I'm switching sides. Right hip, right knees on the floor. Knees are stacked. Right shoulder's on the floor, not the roller. The head is on the roller. Your shoulder is in front of that roller. Just find that comfy position. Now your ear is close to the roller, but not being squished. Take your right arm, pull it away from the floor, bringing it to the left side of the body, and then bring it back down. Notice the shift where it's going on to the neck and the head. Bring it back down. Be gentle on how much pressure you put there. Adjust where you want. One side might be way easier than the other. Just notice. Maybe you're really tight. Maybe you get headaches and you got a lot of tender spots. Maybe you only do this a couple times and you take a break and let your head rest on the floor. That is fine. Maybe you did that on the other side. This is all about self-care and listening to your body. I'm just guiding on different options. One more time, and I want you to hold that arm up. The pressure of your shoulder coming off the floor, again, is putting the pressure on that roller, on the head and the neck. And then release that arm. We're going to turn all the way back to the center of our back. Keep your head to the right. Center your shoulders. The head is still to the right. Good. And now maybe draw the chin now slowly all the way to the opposite side. So now your chin is going to go to the left side of your chest and then reach your right arm down toward your heel. Feel the stretch of where you just rolled. And breathe. And then bring your head back to center. Bring the roller a little bit higher up on the back of your head. And then I want you to let your chin gently roll towards your chest. You can hold the outside edges if you feel like the roller is going to fall out. And you're just stretching out the back of the neck. Gently roll your head just slightly to the right. Feel the stretch in the back of the neck. And then the opposite side. Take it to the left. And then back to center. Go ahead and release the roller. Bring it next to you and let your head go all the way to the floor for a moment. And just notice if you get a little closer to the floor with your head. If it doesn't reach and you need a pillow or a blanket or block, totally fine. Make adjustments for your head and neck on where your flexibility is. Feel your shoulder blades and your arms now start to just melt into the floor. Go ahead and bring your arms up to cactus arms or bend the elbows at 90 degrees. Slide your elbows to about shoulder level. Feel things opening up. Good, now turn your head to the right and let the right ear go towards the floor. Take both your hands and reach them towards your feet, keeping your head to the right. Notice the change in the stretch. Draw your chin towards your right shoulder. And breathe. Good. Bring your head to neutral. Then slowly roll your head to the left. Start to draw your chin to your shoulder. Bring your hands back to cactus arms, keeping your head to the left. And then bring your head to neutral. Should hopefully feel a little easier. Hug your knees into your chest and bring your nose to your knees. Now you have an option. You can roll yourself all the way up, or you can roll to the side and then roll up. Let's straighten out those legs, sit up nice and tall. Shoulder rolls, head moves, roll things out. Maybe move the head back and forth, maybe across the chest. Rolling it. If you want to do a full head roll, you can. If you have neck issues, only go where you feel comfortable and you know your neck can go. One more time. And then sit up nice and tall. Align your chin. Check in with your posture. Pull the shoulders back and away from the ears. Take a deep breath in. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, let's reach for the toes. Let the head fall. Let the weight of the head and gravity assist you going forward. Check in with what you're feeling. Maybe you feel a little pull through the neck with the nerves running all the way down. Maybe you can sink easier and deeper into your posture. One more breath. And then I want you to inhale, reach the arms all the way overhead. Exhale, both fingertips behind the back. Interlace those fingers if you can, and then just gently open up the chest. And then we're going to release the fingertips. Bring them behind you on the mat, and they can be facing away or towards the body, whatever feels good to you. Pressing the palms into the floor and lengthening through the chest and the neck, and then take your head and turn it to the right. And then to the left. And then come all the way up. Bend the knees, feet flat. Slide your hands underneath the knees. Make two fists or interlace the fingers. Sit up nice and tall. Now walk your feet slightly forward so you're feeling the pressure of the legs on the arms pulling the shoulders and stretching things through the neck and the shoulders. And breathe. Pull that chin into alignment. Really sit as tall as you can. Feeling that nice stretch. Options, dropping your left ear to the left shoulder. If it's feeling okay to you, head back to neutral, right ear to right shoulder. So these are some pretty intense neck stretches that we've done today in foam rolling. So give yourself some grace and just really go where your body feels comfortable. Head to neutral. Look over your left shoulder. Take a breath in. On your exhale, rotate and head over the right shoulder and smile. Wasn't that wonderful? Is delicious stretch of the neck and the head back to neutral with the head. Go ahead and release the arms from underneath the knees. Go ahead and cross your knees and sit up nice and tall. Check in with the posture. Let's do some rotations of the shoulder. The head is moving. See how your knees, maybe try bringing the feet together. Little butterfly stretch. We didn't even get to the inner thighs today. That's a whole nother class. But we did get the main areas that really affect the knees and the hips by the calf and the quads. We got some shoulder stuff going on, released it in the neck. So your main areas of tension. So hopefully you'll sleep better, you'll sit taller, you'll just have a better day all the way around. Go ahead and cross your legs back to an easy seat. Take a deep breath in, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, palms to heart space. Thank you so much for joining today. Namaste.